Steph again, Unit 25443, demonstrate knowledge of gear and procedures used in the exercise of horses. Today I'm going to fit bridles on 6 different horses. There's a slight problem with that. You have to use your imagination because I've only got 5 horses here. So for one of those horses I'm going to fit 2 different bridles. One's a hackamore and one's a bitted bridle. And I'll discuss fit as we go. So, come with me. So I haven't bothered to take the covers off these horses because we're not exercising them. So right up, the first horse here I've got is Peg. Peg's ridden in a loose ring western snaffle. So first things first is I need to sort out the reins. One of the biggest hazards with packing the horses up, especially where Peg is tied, is that the road's just alongside of us and we have a heavy contract. A lot of heavy contract farmers, so I'm just going to make sure that the bridles are ready to go, and then I'm going to just loop the reins over Peg's neck so that if she does decide to wander off, she's not going to get tangled up in them, and hopefully I can restrain her. This is a grooming sort of a halter, so it slips over her head. Your Peg, stand up. I don't like halters dragging on the ground. Good mare. Good mare. Peg's our broody. She doesn't get ridden very much, so this is probably wondering what on earth I'm doing. So I can check the fit. This is probably about right for her. The bit sits kindly in her mouth. Could be a little bit tighter. You can have a look and see how this is. This is a new bridle. It was bought by a friend of mine overseas for me. Let's have a look, Peg. Looks a little bit better. So what I'm looking for is that there are just a couple of wrinkles here, and I've put it up on one side. Take a step back. So I'm just going to check the other side as well so that I can see the bridle is sitting squarely in her mouth, and there's a couple of wrinkles on this side as well. This bit is actually a little bit small for this mare, but it's alright for sitting on her back and wandering around bareback. Come here, Peg, walk up. So we'll slip this back off again, keeping the reins over my arm. The Peg's not going to go anywhere because she's a good girl. Stand there. Good girl. Good girl. That's 1 for 1. Next pony here, this is Minty Cooper. This is the amazing Minty Cooper. First things first, this is her lovely clean bridle. Good job, Maze. Put it out the bit. This is her everyday bridle. This pony initially came to us with a hackamore, or the choice of a hackamore, or a, she had a very heavy former, brass former. Walk up. Finn, stop eating that post.
Finn.
Now, Pony Club says that I should be undoing this noseband and slipping the bridle back. I never put my halters on that way. I've had some experience with horses that pull back, and we just don't roll that way, but we do always put our halters off the ground. This mare has been showing a bit of head shyness around her ear, so we're just going to take things really, really slowly. Good girl. Good girl. Keep your head down. Not that far down. We're just going to go nice and slowly, lift that ear through. Good girl. Lift this ear through. Clear the fourth block. Make sure the bridle path is used. I know this bridle fits this pony because we use it every day, so I'm not going to show you how to fit it, but I'll just show you how it is when it's done up. You know what I mean? Flies. Bad flies. So what I'm looking for is that the noseband goes underneath the bit, that it's 2 fingers between the top of the cheekbone and the noseband. Again, just looking at the bits sitting evenly, that there are some little wrinkles at the corner of her mouth. It's actually a little bit crooked. There we go. So that's her bridle fitted. Ta-da! Good girl, man. Stand up, my girl. Bridle number 1. Now Maisie's had a wee tinker around with the hackamore so that I can fit it. I don't know what she's done to it, I haven't seen. We just really slowly. This is a standard over the nose halter. Again, I don't need to fit it, I can see where it fits, but I do need to make sure that there's a bit of room around the crown, that she's got adequate room, that if she wants to yawn she can open her jaw properly, that it's not hanging so low it's going to slip over her nose. Now this is our hackamore. Maisie doesn't use this very often, she uses it when she's cruising around about the place, letting the pony eat or whatever. Again, we're just going to slip this bridle off and lay it up here, can't put her feet in it. Good deal, well, good deal. Good deal. Hang on, just wait. A little bit harder to fit this. But I can tell you right now, Maisie's let this down. This is way too low, so if she was going to put pressure on this, it's going to start impeding the pony's breathing. So we'll have a look and put this up. Take a step back, my love. So she's put this down at least 2 holes on each side. So what I'm looking for is that the actual part of the hackamore is sitting over the bone of the nose, not over the joint, over the bridge of the nose, and not on the soft tissue. So that's now well clear, but it's low enough that there is some purchase on the nose, so I can bring the nose in. So if it's sitting too high up here, for one it's going to be way too tight around her face, but also it's going to be a lot less effective, so we want it nice and low. Lots of space in here, I can get 3 fingers in here. You see this has been wrapped with vet wrap just to keep it so it doesn't rub on a wee face. And if I was going to be doing that up, I need 4 fingers in here, so that's how it would sit, plus bridle through its keepers, of course. And just walk me back up to a halter cam. So I try and have all my horses really responsive to me, so that they are popping their head with pressure to the top of the crown. We're going to leave Finn till last because he's eating my reins. Oi, it's not the bridle. Because he's quite head shy and may take a bit of excitement, which will give you that to the end of the bridle. Don't. The end of the video even. So we're going to move on now to the Munchkin ponies. This is Pie. She's only newly broken in. She's broken to saddle and to more recently harness. So she's got the long driving reins on. I can just chuck them over her because she's broken in, but I don't want to have these lying on the ground at all, so I tend to put them underneath my arm. I don't want to put my arm through them because then it's a loop, so if she does freak out I'm going to get into big problems. She has a kimber whip bit for driving, and her bridle is like, her halter is like peg, so it's a grooming bridle, unclips here, flips over her ears. That's a fail. Just ignore this bit, Lynn. Steph gets misorganised and drops the reins. In fact, sometimes you just put them there because she's a little Munchkin pony. Oh, Baba. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Good deal. So the biggest thing with Pie is that she has a really thick mane, so we have to keep a good bridle path on her. And the smallest thing about Pie is that she's Pie. A monstrous 9 hands 3. So finding a bridle to fit her can be quite challenging, and quite often the nose bands are far too long. And the leather's not that great a quality. Poor baby. Good deal. You see she's chewing at her bit a little bit. The bit itself is just perhaps a fraction long in her mouth. I'll have a look in a minute. Let's have a look. Actually, no, it's not. It's sitting quite nicely in her mouth. There's some little wrinkles there, corner of her mouth. The curved bit needs to be twisted so it's flat. Lays underneath the jaw, and this is a very nicely made timber wick so that it actually fits in the correct place on her chin groove. You can show from this side. It sits in a nice place here on her chin groove. You can see the chain is lying flat against her jaw, and it's tight enough that I can get my thumb under here. With a small horse like this, that's all you need. Any tighter, then every time there's pressure it's going to dig into her jaw, and any looser and it's going to be ineffective. Two to go. Yes, it's coming. Yeah. I know you're bored, Skylar. Your turn is next. Yeah, well. Stand,